On the tee, and where we have to start today, unfortunately, where we're going to get to some fun things like we typically do, Stephen, every Tuesday here. But, you know, we love golf in the state of Wisconsin. We love golf in the local courses around here. But it starts with, you know, thinking about all the different golf courses, all the superintendents, all the people it's going to take to get a lot of these courses back to where you want them to be in the early part to middle part of August. Obviously, and a lot of people dealing with a lot of different things in terms of their houses in flood damage, but obviously these golf courses are dealing with that as well. So many pictures sent to me over the weekend of what Brown Deer Park looks like, about what our place at Wisconsin Country Club looks like. Saw a video of North Hills up in Menominee Falls, and just so many golf courses dealing with, again, the aftermath of what was described as a 1 in 1,000 year rain event that we got over the weekend.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of these golf course superintendents were already dealt a tough hand to start this golf season with how tough our winter was. And those are some of the unsung heroes of the golf industry. And a lot of us who love playing this game owe so much of our joy to those superintendents who work every single day out of the summer to bring these courses to life and to maintain them. And they were dealt a really tough hand, as we all were over the weekend with this flooding. And we just wanted to start the show thanking them for all their hard work. And we know it takes a village to bring these courses back to life. And make sure you go out there. And, you know, some of these courses might not be at 100% for the foreseeable future, maybe even for the rest of this golf season. Who knows? But we know these superintendents are going to work as hard as they possibly can. And it should not stop any of us for going out, playing the game we love, supporting these golf courses, because it's really tough times right now coming back from this flood and some of the damage we saw on a lot of these courses in southeastern Wisconsin.
We probably don't spend enough time talking about this, and just be respectful of the golf course that you play.
Yeah.
You know, just do your part in trying to help and make sure that these golf courses stay wherever you're playing, private, public. Again, I know a bunch of county park courses reopened today. Some are not, like Dretzka's not reopening until Thursday. We were sent some pictures from Wisconsin Country Club of the hope is that we were going to open on Thursday. I don't know what the rain earlier today did to those plans, but some significant damage to the golf course. So if you're playing public, private, just do your part. Just respect the golf course. Keep carts out of areas you're supposed to keep them out of. Replace divots, replace ball marks, things of that nature.
We're talking about 10 inches in 24 hours. For a lot of these golf courses, you can't prepare for anything like that, especially if your golf course is on a body of water or has a stream running through it or near a pond.
Which a lot of them do.
Yeah. But no, that's a really good point, Gabe. And I'll take it even a step further. Like, don't even think about the golf cart. Think about the greens. Think about what the grass just took on. Not even the areas that might have been flooded, but replace your divots.
Yeah.
And replace your ball marks on greens. And just remind yourself... it's something I've never really understood about this game is people who don't repair their divots or their ball markets on the green, especially those at private golf courses, because you're paying for the right to play these courses and having exclusivity in these golf courses. Like, don't poop where you eat, man. Like, go out there and take care of the course that you take pride in. And that can be a public course that you love to play. Like, go out there and enjoy it. And part of the reason you enjoy it is because of course conditions, and you can be in control of that. So make sure you really think about that and take it to the extreme.
Yeah. Well, like, it's become such habit for me. Like, when you play at Aaron Hills, a lot of times when you play out there, the caddy's like, oh, you don't have to replace the divot. Like, it grows back pretty good. They fill it. But I'm so used to it. Like, I still go walk after my divots, and I come back, I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't need to. But I need to put this. Like, because that's just, you hit the shot, you watch it. Okay, I got to go get my divot, grab it, come back. And I walk back, and the caddies always just look at me like, what did I just tell you?
Yeah, I know, but it's also still, like, they're paying people to go and replace those divots.
Yes, correct.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And again,
it takes 3 more seconds for you to fill that divot.
I would much rather do that and be looked at like an idiot because, again, I want to take care of the places I play.
Yeah.
Whether that's Aaron Hills, whether that's our place, whether that's Brown Deer Park, different golf courses that we love to play. Like, just a simple PSA.
Yes.
Take care of the golf course so it's always in good shape.
I have to add one thing now that we're talking about replacing divots.
Oh, boy.
You know you're always going to replace a divot when you hit a good shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that one of the best feelings is when you know you stuck it and you get to walk up to your divot and you might have just taken out a T-bone.
I was about to say, chances are if you hit a good shot too, like It's almost like that perfect divot.
It's like throw that baby on the grill and let's cook. That's one of my favorite walks in golf. Is when you know you hit a good wedge shot. You may have taken a lot of dirt, but you stuck it, and you get to walk up and you get to replace it, and you get to properly take care of the grass, and you walk up to the green with putter in hand. One of my favorite feelings in golf.
It is a great feeling. We're going to talk more about those great feelings in golf in just a little bit. But I do want to dive into just how good the playoff event, the as we've called it, the Swamp Ass Invitational, that is the FedEx St. Jude in Memphis. Really good golf. The playoff was fantastic. Whew. And we had heartbreak from Tommy Fleetwood, who just was fantastic. And unfortunately for him, he finished a shot out of the playoff because of how good J.J. Spawn, and then the hot hand of Justin Rose, making just about everything he looked at down the stretch, to the point where it was shocking that he missed a 13-footer to win it in regulation, and then missed that 13-footer again in the playoff because of how hot he was. It was spectacular playoff golf for the first event on the PGA Tour.
Sign me up for J.J. Spawn, Justin Rose at Bethpage, please and thank you. Like, what an incredible duel that was down the stretch. I didn't think J.J. Spawn was capable of missing a putt. I almost bought a lab putter again, Gabe.
God, we don't have to revisit this again, do we? We got texts from multiple people about you and your putter woes last week.
I will tell you that Instagram is now sending me ads for lab putters after my vent and me talking about maybe cheating on my Scottie. I'm still not giving in, but man, J.J. Spawn, I hope they're giving him a good cut because he has had to have earned them a lot of money.
Well, it was like so a couple years when the U.S. Open was at LACC, and Wyndham obviously wins, and I believe since then, Ricky Fowler has changed putters, but Ricky went out. He was like the first round leader, shot, what was it, 62, 63, whatever he shot. It was an unbelievable opening round, and he was still in the final group, and Wyndham Clark's making putts. I think it was an Odyssey that they were using. They sold a bunch of those because of those two. I can only imagine, like you said, with Lab, because J.J. Spawn's on your TV once a month just making putts from everywhere.
It's like tailor-made Spider after Scottie learned how to putt. That's why these guys get big deals.
Oh, it works for them?
Yeah.
I get it. But like they were making so many putts, it was legitimately shocking. I thought they were going for another playoff hole.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was no way that J.J. Spawn was going to miss his putt on the third playoff hole after they recut.
When he made the putt on the second from Nashville, I figured, all right, like, he can't lose. But I'll tell you what, man. We debated about it last week with Justin Rose being a Ryder Cupper.
Well, he automatically qualified with this win.
He's a Ryder Cupper.
He literally automatically qualified.
Oldest winner on the PGA Tour this season. And that dude has a lot of fight in him still.
Oldest European to ever win on the PGA Tour.
Incredible.
I mean, he has bookended a season because he was strong. Again, really strong early season. We know what he did at the Masters. There was a big lull, and now he's rounding into form again. And I think he showed with, again, how hot his putter can get because he did the same thing at Augusta.
Yeah.
He shot well. He was in it early, kind of lulled. And then on Sunday, he was making putts all over the place the way that he did this week at the FedEx. And if that's the Justin Rose, that putter of Justin Rose shows up, I mean, Luke Donald couldn't be any happier because that's the Justin Rose he needs if they want to win on the road.
I want to talk about another European Ryder Cupper. We know he's going to be there. Tommy Ladd. Okay. 12 top 3 finishes now without a win. Are you encouraged or more discouraged by him falling short yet again?
I don't know what to make of him. I guess if I had to pick one, I would say discouraged because it's obvious that the pressure of never winning a PGA Tour event is getting to him, which is weird because he's won some big events on the European Tour and he's been one of the most clutch performers during the Ryder Cup. But for whatever reason, like his demeanor changes. That's the thing that concerns me the most is it like he seemingly becomes a different person. And Saturday it happened after he rinsed his second shot going for a par 5 and 2, ends up making double bogey on that hole after opening with a par birdie to start. And then he gets to the par 5 and he makes double. Like, and it wasn't that bad of a shot. Like he just mishit a 3-wood, but then Like there was an instance where he was not sure with the wedge, he airmails the wedge into the bunker, gets it on 2 putts, double bogeys. Like the body language changes with him when he knows good things are happening. It's almost like, it's kind of like how, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you in this instance, but when you've got a good round going,
yeah,
and you all of a sudden you're on 12 and you look up and you're like, I'm 2 under right now. And then all of a sudden you get tight.
You're making double.
Yeah, like you're trying to steer the ship in. Like
Truly.
You're just white knuckling it, hoping that, okay, if I get a couple of pars here, maybe I can make a really special round happen. And the mistakes just start happening. It's almost, that's like what's happening with Tommy Fleetwood right now.
That's exactly what's happening with him.
But again, it doesn't make any sense to me, Steven, because it's not like he's won little European Tour events that nobody's heard about. He's won some of the bigger ones over there. He steps up and has broken my heart how many times in the Ryder Cup, which is such a big event as well. So you know he can handle the pressure. It's just the oddest thing because he's been so good, but clearly this is a mental thing with it. He's good enough to win. Clearly good enough to win. But mentally it's just not there. And I don't know how you overcome that.
And it feels like because we're seeing him more on TV, because he's put himself in contention a lot this year, you can almost see the look on his face like a ghost just entered his body. Almost like he touched the basketball in Space Jam, and the Monstars suck it all out. That's just like the look on his face. It's almost disbelief, like, wow, it happened again. And a lot of this is, it feels more dramatic because Tommy Fleetwood is picking and choosing which events he wants to play in.
And he plays in the big ones.
I want him to go out there and just win a 3M Open. Just get it done, man. Like, go.
Or at this point, he's going to have to win from like coming from behind. You know, where it's, okay, I just got to put the pedal down, try to make a bunch of birdies. The way that Justin Rose did.
Or backdoor your way into a win. Have somebody fall apart. Have a
the
Justin
way
Thomas
did a couple
PGA
years ago.
Championship where Mito puts it in the water. I don't know. I don't think that he can sustain a lead on Sunday.
I think he cannot go to bed with the lead or be in that final group.
I mean, he made a couple of huge birdie putts on the back 9, and you're like, oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Well, because he was down, and then all of a sudden he gets in the lead again, but then what happened?
And then he misses that putt on 17.
Well, again, what happened? His body language changed.
Yeah.
Once he got in that lead again, his body language changed.
And, every time he talks, it's endearing, and it's like, wow, he's so personable, and you listen to him, he's like, I'd rather be in that position and fail than not be in that position at all, right? Like, that's a great way of looking at it. That's a winner's mentality.
Yes.
But he's just not winning.
It's got to happen. I don't know when it happens for him. And it almost feels like that's the bigger story, despite the great drama we had with Rose and Spawn, a couple of guys who are going to be in the Ryder Cup. Again, how crazy would that be if they paired him up in singles on Sunday, which is all random draws, so you never know who you're actually going to play. But I would sign up for that. But the bigger story almost becomes Tommy Fleetwood he started 63, 64 on Thursday, Friday, and again he just becomes a different player.
At one point, had a 3 or 4 shot lead.
Yeah,
I don't know. One note, a couple of notes I want to take away from FedEx St. Jude. Cameron Young, coming off of his win at Wyndham, solo 5th at FedEx. Feel great about him heading into Bethpage. That was kind of a fringe guy. I think he's a lock at this point for Team USA.
Probably. Kind of depends upon what Keegan does with himself.
Yeah, well, he's the defending champ of the BMW Championship. We'll see if Keegan can go out and win it in Baltimore. Yeah, I know. Also, just because it's fun to play this game with numbers, can I give you another Scottie stat?
Please.
12 consecutive top 8 finishes for Scottie Scheffler. This was his 14th top 10 finish in 17 events this season. 14 of his 17 events have been top 10 finishes this year.
That's a pretty good year. It's a good year.
Remember when you said he was having a down year? He was.
Well, he was. Because I think those 3...
Phil Mickelson didn't think he's going to win once this year.
I mean, those 3 probably happened right away this season. And they were like top 20 finishes.
He
top
hasn't
25.
Finished outside of the top 10 since the Players.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because again, early season, coming back from his ravioli in hand incident, he wasn't Scottie. He was like Scott Scheffler. And now he's back to being Scottie.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good.
If you've got him, you should probably, pick him to win this week.
But shout out to J.J. Spawn, who was paired with Scottie and played better than him on Sunday and went out and almost won the thing.
Yeah. So, again, I think we are certainly going to talk
Team
more Ryder
USA
Cup.
is trending.
I think we're trending in a very, very good spot. We'll certainly dive into more of that, and I want to talk about Scottie Scheffler because he's got a couple of big things happening last week and then this week that I want to get into. But I do want to tell you about X Golf Inside American Family Field. I was talking with Andy Barrett, who is the head pro over there, and he had this happen. So it can happen. It's possible. If you make a hole-in-one, you get to go down Bernie's slide. He was just telling me about the couple of guys they had up there just doing that very recently. So it's that easy. You go to X Golf at American Family Field, sink a hole-in-one, you get a trip down Bernie's slide. Game tickets, 5 trips down the iconic slide inside American Family Field.
I have to imagine that's the best deal in all of golf, is to go play golf at Golf at AmFam and watch the best team in baseball who's trying to win their 11th straight game here tonight.
Yeah. So book your tee time, whether it's a game day, whether it's not a game day, hole in one, and you're living everybody's dream. Going down that slide, book your swing time. X Golf inside American Family Field. It's open to the public 7 days. Discover a hidden lakeside course in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin at Majestic Oaks. Proud partners of us right here on the tee. Steven and I got to play there earlier this year. First of all, staff, fantastic. Could not ask for a friendlier, better golf staff than they have at Majestic Oaks. And then we got to play the golf course. 2 miles of lakefront, wide fairways, challenging greens awaits. It's a lakeside 18-hole course that offers golfing experience like no other.
It was a blast. What a beautiful view of Lake Delavan, on that front nine.
Yeah.
That family deal.
2 and 3. Oh, I'm getting to it.
I need my kids to start really playing golf.
Because they have family golf nights, the best in the state. Everyone can enjoy the game. Golf, cart, drinks, snacks, under $15 a person.
Just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
It's pretty much free.
Yeah, that's good luck. Go ahead and beating that family golf. You get to have fun. If you're ready to play, book your tee time today. LakeLawnResort.com at Majestic Oaks Golf Course. As you mentioned, Scottie Scheffler didn't factor into the playoff, but still was having some fun before they teed off in Memphis. I don't know what story this was for. I don't know why he was asked this question, but I'm glad when pro golfers get asked things like this. Like there was one, I think, on the senior tour, on PGA Tour Champions, where the social media people were asking, "Oh, when's the last time you bought a club?" And these guys are struggling for the answer. Well, Scottie was asked during his press conference, "Hey, when's the last time you paid for golf?"
Last time I paid for a round of golf? It's been a while. I remember the last time I didn't get to pay for a round of golf, and one of my buddies in the pro shop had to pay for the round of golf. That was pretty funny. We kind of walked into the pro shop at a local public course, and I knew the pro there, and so I was like, "Hey, Scottie, how you doing? Great to have you out." And I was like, "Hey, man, I'd like to, just pay for the round. We're teeing off at 2. He's like, "No, you're good." And my buddy was like, "Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it." He's like, "Actually, you got to pay." And it was probably 5 years ago, and we still laugh about it this day because he was so excited to get the free round, and the pro was like, "Actually, you're still paying, buddy."
First of all, good for Scottie. Second of all,
wait, good for Scottie. What do you mean?
Well, because he has this over his buddy, so now he gets to poke his buddy and tell the story whenever he wants.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
Don't you think he should have
offered to pay?
Helped out his bud?
Well, at that point, so if it happened 5 or 6 years ago, he's probably on the Korn Ferry Tour. He wasn't, because Scottie was a PGA Tour rookie in 21 when he made the Ryder Cup team at Whistling. So if it happened prior to that, he's not as flush with cash as he is now. So I think offering to pay would have been a little bit of a tougher, because again, it's tough out there on the Korn Ferry Tour. But he gets to poke his buddy anytime. "Hey, remember when you had to pay and I didn't?"
He definitely still holds that over his head.
Well, he was quick to tell the story to the world.
Is the same buddy that he had to give 7 strokes to? Or he played as a +7 against?
Yeah, I think he was given 14 strokes to the guy.
14?
Yeah. I think his buddy's a 7. But that's also a pretty cold move by the pro.
Right?
They're both standing there like, "Oh, yeah, Scottie, you don't have to pay. You, though, come with me to the cash register." That's a cold move by the pro. That's a cold move. But is there anything better than a free round of golf? In golf, I think there are very few things that are better than that free round.
Keep your friends close, keep your golf friends closer.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do in this world. No, I mean, a free round of golf for the boys, That's living.
If you can get that foursome, like what are some of the things that are like better than a free round? The list has got to be short. Is it when you win an event at an outing, you get the free club?
Yeah, I think winning at an outing, it could be a club, it could be pro shop credit that might ultimately allow you to pick and choose what you want to do to spend that money. Hole in one to win a car sounds pretty cool. Didn't your guy Tony Smith do that?
So he made a hole in one at the Mac Fund golf outing, but I do not believe it was on the car hole.
Okay.
So I want to say that was 21 or 22, where T. Smith made an ace at the Mac Fund outing out at Tuckaway.
I mean, everybody loves free stuff.
So free golf, free clubs, free shoes is kind of the power ranking in that order, maybe.
I mean, how nice is the club? You're talking like a brand
like
new
a driver? Because usually it's a driver, wedge, or a putter. Here's the thing I've never understood.
Are we talking about like a free round at Whistling Straits? Or are we talking about a free round at Brown Deer? I'm not trying to play course versus course. I'm just talking price range.
I mean, you kind of are. A little bit.
$600 to play the Straits.
So I will say this, because we play, me and my buddy Mike play in the Kohler Challenge every fall and spring. And one time we did win our flight, and that came with free rounds. Now, it wasn't for the Straits, but you got to pick between the Irish or Meadow Valley, which is still an incredible value. Like inviting buddies to go, hey, I got these free rounds. You want to come? Like that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
I feel like that's better than getting the invite. Like being the guy who gets to invite the three other dudes to come with you. Hey, I've got this foursome. Let's go play the Irish.
Do you have a power rankings in your head of where your invites would go?
Not off the top of my head, but I feel like it's groups.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't want to invite one guy from this group, one guy from that group, and then you kind of hodgepodge it. It's better if you go, hey, let's try to make this group, let's find some dates to make this work. I don't think you want to hodgepodge it. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's hard. It's hard to get 4 people together on the same day and make it happen.
It's hard to get 2 people together. We've played golf once together this year.
Me and you?
Yeah. Or have we not even played together this year? No, we did. We played at Majestic Oaks. That's it.
Aaron Hills. No?
I mean, we were out there. We didn't play together.
I should know. I've only played like 8 rounds this year.
I have not played with you at Wisconsin Club at all this year. You've been a busy dude. Like it's hard. It's hard to get on your calendar.
Here's the problem. You do a show until 9 a.m. I tee off like before 9 a.m. because I work in the afternoon and evening.
Yeah.
We're like ships sailing in the night, kid.
I'm just saying, but that just shows how difficult it can be to get your buddies together at times.
It's true. We've got Aaron in a couple of weeks, right?
We do. And I'm hoping we get a few more times in together, you know.
Yes. We got plenty of golf season left.
But again, that's why it always makes me sad when the major season wraps up halfway through July. Because there's so much good golf still to go here in the state of Wisconsin.
That's why we should have one in August. And the Open should be in September.
Yeah, look, you're not going to get any fights from me. What other feelings do you love in golf? We talked about the divot, replacing the divot after hitting a great shot and sticking it. Is it the early tee grab? Are you an early tee grab guy after piping a drive?
I think probably the most rewarding feeling on a golf course is when you're rolling your putter and you can walk in a putt. Like walking in a putt is one of those just like I'm in a different groove right now.
Yeah.
And I saw this in from 10 feet away.
Like you hit exactly where you wanted to. It's breaking exactly the way you thought. Now we're walking this bad boy in.
That can backfire quite quickly.
Josh is back there just shaking his head. Yeah.
Because there's nothing more deflating than walking in a putt that doesn't go in.
Yeah. We have to do like the little false step. Like,
yeah.
You're like walking it in and it's just, okay. Yeah, that is embarrassing.
I think walking in a putt is one of the saucier things you can do on a golf course.
It can, because you put yourself out there. Like, again, we talked about replacing the divot. It's a great feeling. You already know the shot was good. You know, typically if you pipe a tee shot, it's not going to end up in a bad spot, right? You know it's in the middle of the fairway, grab that tee early, and you can start walking after it. Like, there's not a lot of risk in the early pickup, right? Walking in the putt, there's still some risk.
Yeah. But when it goes in, it's...
It impresses
cool.
everybody.
Pretty cool. What do you think?
I love the early tee grab. I'm a big fan of the early tee grab. Because I feel when my driver, and when I'm hitting that where I want it to go, like everything else just falls into place for me. Like if I'm swinging driver well, chances are I'm swinging everything else well.
Yeah, that's your game.
Yeah. So I love the early tee grab.
Well, every single time you tee off, it's an early tee grab because your ball's not going to land for 15 seconds. So unless you're going to stare over your tee, like you're always going to have an early tee grab.
Well, I mean, every once in a while.
When you hit just like little bullets like me, it's like I can't get to my tee fast enough before it's hit the ground.
Because it's not going to land. Yeah, so I would say the early tee grab is tops on the list for me. But I did, and I think I told the story when we were out at the bog for the ESPN Milwaukee Delzer Open. I was just bouncing around with groups, and I walked one in on the par 3 8th, probably from 10 feet away. Like, it was like a 30-foot putt,
As
and
like
10
a
feet
helicopter
away.
into a scramble.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm Gabe. Mind if I putt this? Okay, walk it in, walk
So
off.
I hit
Did
the
you
tee
walk
shots.
off?
I did. So I was playing that one hole with that group. So I teed off with them. We picked somebody's ball, and I putted last. So I knew exactly what this thing was doing. I'm like, if I hit it right here, it's going in. And in the second it started breaking, I started walking after
I
it.
will tell you what. I don't love scrambles,
Mm-hmm.
but when you make the big putt in a scramble,
Oh, yeah, and everybody's...
that's a fun feeling.
I had one last year. We do a outing for our fantasy football tournament, and it helps you with your draft pick and your draft slot. I hit a shot about 115 out with all 8 of the other opponents watching, and I hit it within like 2 feet, and we needed to par to win. And it was watching the deflated look of everyone else there as you hit a perfect shot was just like, and it's the guys who you've taught. I mean, this league is its 21st year, so it's guys I've known forever, and we talk smack all the time, and then you just hit a perfect shot with them bearing down, looking at you is amazing.
Wait. We got to jump into this. You do a golf outing to decide where you pick in your fantasy football league?
So we do a lottery system, but the winning foursome gets extra balls into the lottery. So the lottery is based on where you finished the previous season.
Got it.
But if I finished, 5th place and I was supposed to get 5 balls in the entry, if you win the golf tournament, your foursome, you each get 2 extra entries into it. So you're not necessarily placing better. It's just you have a better chance.
That's brilliant. Why are
It's a
we
good
all
one.
not? Why are we all not having golf outings to decide where you're picking? What are we doing here?
Getting golf on your calendar? Best of luck to getting 12 guys all on a date that works?
Well, you got to set the date probably for the 2027 season right now. But
This date was set somewhere around March. So we've got people flying in. We've been talking
Clearing
the
the
golf course.
calendar.
This is
amazing.
an event.
What course do you play?
It rotates. A few of them we've gone to. I forget where we went last year, but
Like, why would you ever go to Vegas when you can do this?
Yeah, plus Vegas is just overpriced.
Yeah, you're just going to spend $100 on a cocktail. You can drink 100 cocktails with your buddies.
yeah, and we warned the course like, hey, we're not going to get crazy, and we're not going to be golfing 8 people a hole, but we're going to be interacting. So like, we're going to keep our pace up.
Are we
We'll
allowed to
make sure.
talk about the name of the course, or do we not want to make that public for your drunken shenanigans?
I honestly forgot the course we played last year. I know, like, we try and play some of the lower end just because we know.
If you're forewarning that you're going to be blackout on the golf course, I
Yes.
imagine you're probably not going to the straights.
trying to be respectful of of everybody else around you.
we typically try and go at a time that is convenient, and it works out well, and everyone's always been happy to have us because we're spending cash there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Sounds like it. Wow, I love that idea. A golf outing to decide your
For the
pick.
lottery, yes. And then the lottery system, because they do I'm assuming it's a scramble.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And it's standard scramble. You just have to have each player have one drive that they use throughout each 9.
That's easy.
And then it's, straight up
Man,
scramble.
I would go 72 hole tournament. 1 through 8 or 1 through 12. Where you stack up is you get to pick your spot in the draft.
Yeah, you can definitely expand on it. We have limited time where we have all these people together. But yeah, you could do a whole golf weekend.
Do you do the draft in person then with everybody
Directly
there?
after.
Okay.
Yes.
So a lot of pressure, and then you have to make the pick right away. What is your ideal spot? Since we're here, and it is fantasy football season, and we're 8 days away from the ESPN Milwaukee Fantasy Football Draft, what is your ideal spot? Because you play the most fantasy of anyone I know, Josh.
Mm-hmm. I think this year, obviously the sooner you pick is more oftentimes best, but based on how the draft is this year, I like the 4, 5, 6 range of your standard redraft leagues.
Because then you're still getting a really good spot, but then you're getting a little bit earlier on the bounce back. You can get
one of those running backs you really want. You can get one of those top end wide receivers still. It's to me, it's right in the middle there.
I'm like the end of the snake type of guy. I like having.
You like the double pick?
Yeah,
last year that
was
was
a double pick.
Last year, if you made the 2 right picks, that was the winner, because that's where Saquon Barkley was going.
Yeah, I hate the number 1 pick. I have it in one of my leagues this year, and I'm terrified about it.
Why don't you just take your boy?
No, and there's a lot to it. It's not just a standard. You get to pick the best player. It's keepers and auctions, and it's a mess.
We don't need. Okay, we'll set up a side time for you to talk with Joshy and talk about your fantasy football strategy for the draft and whatever complications you have, because I'm sure Josh is in a league with some sort of similar structure. How
many leagues are you in, Josh?
I'm only in 4 leagues. I've tapered that down from when I was up to like 10, 12.
Oh, so this is a problem.
I've invested my time and money and effort into best ball via different websites. So you draft. I've surpassed 250 drafts of leagues I'm in so far. But those are unmanaged. So you draft them. They do all the work for
Hi, my name is Josh. Hi, Josh.
Yeah, he doesn't have to manage them week to week, but he's done 250 best ball drafts.
It's a problem. Draft is the most fun part. You just pull out your phone. Next thing you know, you're in a draft, and you could be winning tons of money.
All right, we'll dive into that problem here.
We'll get back to the golf here on the tee, but you can do what Steven and I did, join out Wisconsin Country Club. You've heard us talk about how much we love it. We've been out there before to do a live show. Again, golf course is a little bit underwater, but the one thing I know is I trust that staff that we have at the Wisconsin Country Club to get that golf course back singing for the rest of the golf season. Maybe you're looking for something more? Top tier amenities, tennis, pickleball, and a pool. No assessments as well with no food and beverage minimums. Get started today. TheWisconsinCountryClub.com. Just a fairway away. You heard us talk about it earlier today. We will be out at Erin Hills that Tuesday after Labor Day, hanging out playing Golf Digest, 10th ranked public course in the nation, but you should be able to play it as well. You know how Steven and I absolutely love it with charming overnight accommodations and a championship golf experience that continues to host USGA event after USGA event. Honestly, watching the women's amateur won by Magagane out at Bandon Dunes, they were playing, Bandon Dunes.
Yep.
They were playing the original course out there for the women's amateur this past week. It got me excited for all the amateur events happening at Erin Hills as well.
Yeah, and shout out to Zach Reineking. If there's one guy you probably want on your course right now, given the flooding conditions, it's that man. That course drains better than like anything. I mean, no surprise. The Kaiser property up in Sand Valley that is similar to what they have out in Bandon Dunes, all built on sand. Those drain really well too. So, I mean, Erin Hills has gotten pretty accustomed to hosting these types of events, and it's great to see that golf course shine on that stage. And we got how many more coming? Five more
amateur events that are going to be happening over the next 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Erin
USGA
Hills
loves us.
Championship golf in Wisconsin. Plan your trip today, erinhills.com. By the way, didn't get to this last segment, but the fantasy expertise that Josh was trying to impart on you, that is our gem of the week, brought to you by the Jewelry Center. Engagement rings, wedding bands, gifts for that special someone, even repairs. It all happens at the Jewelry Center. Visit any one of their 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington. Shop online, shoptjc.com. If you missed that conversation, go back and listen to it via podcast on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to copy that idea, though, and try and do a golf outing to set my fantasy football picks with my group. I love that idea. Although I don't love Josh's addiction. We might need to have an intervention.
But but when he helps you out with your draft,
Yeah, I'll steal the draft idea, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean that he doesn't have a problem.
well, he seems like he's doing fine.
It's $3 a draft. You're fine.
I hope you're winning, Josh. Just looking out for you.
To be fair, yes.
Okay, good.
That is
All right.
that is the case. I
Good.
wouldn't be doing it had I not been winning.
All right. Well, you can
Josh is responsible.
dig
Ish.
yourself deep in those holes.
So one of the things that we love about Aaron Hills is when we go out there, you get the caddy. Same thing with Whistling Straits. And I'm curious how much a caddy truly matters on the PGA Tour. And I think we're going to find out a little bit this week with Scottie Scheffler. Don't know what the specific reason is, but Ted Scott, who has been such a good pairing with Scottie Scheffler, missing the entire BMW this week. Now, when Ted Scott's had to miss previously, the PGA Tour chaplain has filled in. Famously, a couple years ago at the PGA, when Ted Scott had to miss because of a graduation. I believe his daughter was graduating high school, so that was pre-planned. And then the chaplain filled in again this past Sunday when Scott had to leave with a family emergency. He is going with Chris Kirk's caddy, who just missed out on being in the top 50 and the BMW. So he's going to have more of a professional caddy for this entire week. But this has kind of been a subplot a lot on the PGA Tour this year, where we've seen a lot of players make some big changes. Joel Damon getting rid of his best friend and caddy. Max Homa getting rid of his best friend and caddy. Colin Morikawa seemingly has a new caddy every other week.
I was going to say,
on the PGA Tour.
You want to know how important a caddy is? Look at Colin. He's on his 5th caddy this season.
I feel like at times we can overrate caddies because, and I feel like that happened with JT, because he went out and decided a couple years ago, oh, Bones, he's going to be my guy. And Bones came off the NBC broadcast saying that's one of the few guys I would do it for. They had limited success, won a major championship together, but clearly it wasn't the same relationship that Bones had with Phil. So I feel like we can overrate guys from time to time because it's all about that relationship and that player and how you guys match like that. But how important do you think caddies truly are on the PGA Tour? Seeing as how we've had a lot of players change caddies, longtime caddies this year as they try to work themselves out of slumps, or Colin, who hasn't necessarily been slumping, but trying to get over the hill and win for the first time in a long time.
It's kind of a cop-out answer, but I think it depends on the player, right? It depends on what their demeanor is. You look at the relationship that Jordan Spieth has with Michael Greller, and that feels like a bond that just can't be broken. They have been in the highest of highs together. They have been the lowest of lows, and they have weathered the storm together. And then you see somebody like Colin Morikawa, and you start to wonder, is he searching for reasons why he isn't playing well? And using the caddy as a scapegoat? Because the caddy, I would imagine, is worth every bit of that 10% of those winnings for the research that they do to set you up for success, to be able to talk you through situations, to understand how to bring the best out of you as a competitor. So much. I think about Maya Stark, who just won at Aaron Hills. And, watching the way that she interacted with her caddy, Jeff Brighton, who has been on the LPGA for a long, long time.
Well, and just I think for a little bit of context, I feel like on the LPGA Tour, they change out caddies a lot more frequently than the men do. I have no idea why. I just know that caddies end up having a lot of different jobs and kind of bounce around from bag to bag to bag.
And she was the first to admit that he was the one who, through his comedy and his personality, was able to ease her mind as she was going through the biggest moment of her professional life. And that type of relationship, you can't put a price on. And I think that's also kind of what we've seen from the success for Jordan. I mean, we watched that on display with the way that he talks through everything with Michael Greller. I think we saw that at Augusta this year with Rory McIlroy and Harry Diamond, his best friend, talking him through going into the playoff, and that was very well documented. Rory brought it up that Harry Diamond was the one who said, if we were going to the playoff at Augusta, we would have taken this on Monday.
And how much criticism has Rory received in the 10 years that he didn't win a major for having Harry on his back? Maybe you'd be better off with a more professional caddy is kind of how that would be framed. And obviously, Rory did it his way. It worked out. Stevie Williams had his book that came out earlier this year. And, I mean, there's the famous story of, and I think he told this a bunch on the media circuits as well. Like, he knew Tiger so well that he would lie to Tiger about yardages because he knew how far if he's jacked up or what the lie's going to do. And Tiger wouldn't believe him if he gave him the right yardage, so he gave him the wrong yardage to kind of manipulate Tiger into doing what he did. He did that in 2008 when Tiger hit a wedge on 18 at the U.S. Open to 15 feet, famously made the putt to force the playoff against Rocco.
Yep.
But that was Stevie going, hey, this is what we need to hit. Out of the rough, a little bit of adrenaline. You just got to trust me, it's going to get there.
And I think that's why it's a case-by-case basis, because some players want a friend, other people want an employee. And some find the perfect mix, right? But having a personal relationship with somebody that is also, like, you have to be able to separate the two, but you also have to have a positive, personality mesh of some sort to be able to talk through situations when you're spending more time with that person than likely your family throughout a PGA Tour season.
What about you when you get a caddy, when we go to Erin, or if you go to Whistling Straits or any of those other places that do have caddies? What kind of caddy do you get along with?
Positive energy. That's all I want. I trust that caddies know yardages. They understand the right way to hit shots. I can tell you who I definitely don't want.
I was about to say, I've only seen you upset with one caddy in the number of times we've played, and it wasn't at Erin, it wasn't at the Straits, it was overseas.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was at Carnoustie.
Yeah. Well, one of the main reasons I want that round back.
Just the guy telling you how good he had played there recently.
And maybe that works with some players, right? And like, I don't necessarily envy caddies who have to deal with a different player every single day at a resort golf course, especially a world resort course like Carnoustie. We're getting people all over the world every single day. But his strategy with trying to get me into the right frame of mind was trying to earn my trust by telling me how good of a player he was. Like, hey, believe in me because here's what I did out here. I took it as, like, why are you playing so crappy? Like, look what I did out here.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, maybe that part of that is my own grieving problems of how I need to handle situations. But in that moment, he just didn't read the room. And he thought that would earn my trust by being like, I'm a good player. Like, trust me with this shot. What he doesn't know is, like, I know my game really well. And my miss is something that doesn't happen very often. And it felt yippy and probably should have just not hit driver for the entire day, which is crazy because that's the club that I feel most comfortable with on most days. And it got to the point where on the 14th, 15th hole, we just weren't even talking. And
toughest close in golf.
Yeah.
And Steven and his caddy aren't even talking.
Yeah, it was not a fun situation. So I just want somebody who's upbeat, who can just keep positive energy. Like, if I don't hit a good shot, don't tell me it's a bad shot. And that's what that caddy was doing. Like, that wasn't your best. Well, thanks, man.
I'm aware.
I had no idea that shanking the ball right isn't ideal in the game of golf.
I'm aware. I hit the shot.
Thank you so much for your input that hitting a high cutty driver is not the play.
With the wind whipping. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to when I started the conversation, but somehow we just ended up there.
But yeah, don't tell me how good of a caddy you are. There are unfortunately a lot of caddies who feel like they need to prove that they're a good player, and that's how they earn your trust. That doesn't do it for me. Maybe it does for other people. I just want somebody who's just likable and somebody I can.
You're going to enjoy the 4-hour walk with.
Yeah, and they can distract me in between shots. Yeah.
With 18 unforgettable holes, 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. Book your next tee time calling 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
You're even wearing a Carnoustie half zip right now. I'm really sour.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite pullovers. We get into the BMW Championship next on the tee. BMW Championship happening this weekend, and it's going to be the final PGA Tour tournament For our guy, Steven Watson on PGA Tour Live.
Yeah, I'm excited. Second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. We're going to Caves Valley outside of Baltimore.
Which last time they were there was...
That was the epic Patrick Cantlay, Bryson DeChambeau 6-hole playoff in 2021.
2021. Which was, it was a fantastic playoff.
Yeah, probably
and
the
I feel
best
like
BMW
I know
championship to date.
Well, I know what hole 18 is because I watched that over and over and
the
over
water
again.
snaking through where Bryson hit it in the water and still found himself, forcing more playoffs because he was so long. Yeah,
oh, so good.
But what's going to be interesting this week in particular for Caves Valley is since that tournament, they've changed almost every single green on the golf course. They've stretched out the distance on so many holes. 2 of the previous par 5s are now par 4s, so it's playing to a par 70 instead of 72. Patrick Cantlay won at 27 under in 2021.
Not
going to
happen
this year. So I'm excited to see how the golf course plays because it's going to be so different 5 years after it hosted the BMW.
All right, need it. One call, that's all. What's your big prediction for this weekend at the BMW Championship? Brought to us by our friends at Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices.
Well, I think... How do you not pick Scottie Scheffler right now?
Well, because Ted Scott's not on the bag.
How do you not pick Scottie Scheffler right now? You know what? I'm going to do this because I've never done this. I don't think I've ever done this on this show.
Okay.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, bounce back.
It feels like that kind of year, doesn't it? We get Cam.
It would be a great story.
And we get Tommy in the same year.
It would be a
great
great story.
Apart.
It would be a great story if he bounced back, and I hope he's near the top of the leaderboard. I just want him to get it done because he's too good. I feel like once he gets it done, he can get over some of those mental demons, and he can be amongst that group that's chasing every week.
And I think everybody's going to be fascinated to see what Rory does. After he took last week off in Memphis, he's back for Caves Valley in the BMW Championship this week. I'll be on marquee groups and featured groups on PGA Tour Live. I imagine a lot of Rory, a lot of Scottie.
Yeah.
Only 50 golfers in the field, so it's going to be fun.
Check that out on ESPN+. We'll talk about that next week right here on The Tee.